would also. Pleasure meeting you.
Pleasure meeting you. Thank you so much for talking to us today. I'm so excited to talk to you. First of all, I have to just say one thing. I love your hair.
Thank you.
I love the look. It's unique. It's different. I love it. I just wanted to tell you that. I love your
Thank you
hair.
so much.
Yes. You've had quite the journey, Isaac. Your story is one of redemption and inspiration. You were wrongfully convicted on drug charges in 1991, which resulted in a life sentence. You used your time, though, behind bars to become a paralegal and in turn overturned several of the inmates that were in jail with you. You overturned their convictions as well as your own, which led to your release. Upon your release, you went on to law school, you became an attorney, and you now have a show that's inspired by your life, for life, a hit show that I absolutely love. I think that is so timely, especially right now, given everything that's going on ABC. I have to ask you, what is it like watching parts of your story unfold or even revisiting those parts of your journey, watching it on screen?
It's there's been some very emotional moments, especially during the first season. The first season was very difficult for me in the sense that it was the first time that I was able to reflect on what had happened to me and what I went through, because during that time, I mean, I was buried alive. I had life plus 7 years on other charges, and I spent so much time fighting that I didn't really have time to reflect on my own pain. And so, viewing the show, looking at Nicholas Pinnock and viewing myself in the third person, it was just a very therapeutic process, and it was deeply moving at certain points, and it helped me a lot. I mean, a lot of weight has lifted from my shoulders over these last couple of seasons, and so it's been a great ride.
Wow. Um, you recently announced your run for mayor. And when I heard the news, I was like, oh my gosh, this is good. And I have to ask Isaac, given this year, right, and everything that we've seen unfold on screen with all of the high profile police killings of Black people, I mean, we've been inundated with it, month after month after month on top of a pandemic. I have to ask, did that play a part at all in your decision to announce or to run for mayor?
Of course it did. Of course it did. Mayor, New York City is the beacon of not only this country, but it's the beacon of the world. It's the financial capital of the world, and it's a trendsetter, a global trendsetter. And so, one of the things that I understood is that the world watches New York, and the world follows New York City. And I think that it's time, based on all the tragedy that we've seen just in the last couple of years,
Right.
with police brutality and killings. I think it's time now, for New York to lead by example, and I think New York needs a mayor that will turn New York in a direction where it can finally lead by example, and that starts with the NYPD and making NYPD a police department that all police departments around the world can follow. And I think I'm that person. Due to my experience with the criminal justice system, my experience with law enforcement makes me that unique person to be able to do that.
President Obama called a lot of Black last week, I believe it was, for telling activists, to shy away from the term defund the police because you lose people, right? Lots of people, fought back against what he said. I have to ask you, what did you think of those remarks, and what does defund the police mean to you?
Well, I think remarks, when you listen to people make remarks, that there's two things that you have to do first in analyzing what they're saying. First, you have to assess the person that's saying it, and then you have to assess, what the true meaning of a phrase is. President Obama is an incredibly intelligent person, and when he was saying, that phrase is not the right phrase. I didn't take him to say that, to throw the phrase away. I took him to say that it's a phrase that is vulnerable to attack, and if we're going to have a phrase like that, it should be one that's less vulnerable to attack. I believe in defunding the police because I understand what it actually means. It does not literally mean defund the police. We wouldn't have a police force if we defunded the police. What defund the police means is to take a lot of that money the billions of dollars that has created this havoc and to divert it to programs that's going to now mitigate the havoc. That's all it means. So if the police, if it took $100 billion to turn a police force into a militarized zone, it's going to take $100 billion at least to reverse that.
Right.
You can't reverse what took $100 billion. You can't reverse it with 50 billion.
Right.
You know, so if you defund the police, how are you really going to reverse? And I'm saying literally, because I believe in the phrase. I believe in defunding the police and what it means for what it means in practice. I believe that we should divert a good bit of the money, at least 25% to 30% of that money that's given to law enforcement to programs that are designed to retrain, that are designed to put up review boards that are neutral, public review boards that are designed to change the culture within the police force, and that is designed to hold police officers accountable. I think that's going to take billions of dollars to do. And if we defund the police literally, we will never be able to make those changes.
Definitely. One last question before we go. You spoke recently about wanting Kim Kardashian to, consult you or advise you, if you will. She's been at the forefront of criminal justice reform in the past few years. In what way would you like her to consult you? Have you spoken to her people at all?
No, I haven't. I've been asked questions about Kim Kardashian on a number of different occasions. I haven't spoken to any of Kim's people, and the position that I take with Kim is that I welcome her counsel and I welcome her support because she's become an icon in the criminal justice arena. She's gotten people out of prison, and her work is honorable. It's work that needs to be respected. And so the point that I was trying to make with Kim Kardashian and all the individuals and organizations who are out in the field doing things like that is, I invite all of their support. I invite all of their counsel. And that's really, what my intent was in answering that question, because it was based on Kim and Kim alone. I answered it based on Kim and Kim alone, but anyone that's in the field, that's in the churches getting mud on their boots, correcting the wrong that injustice is brought about. I welcome their counsel and I welcome their help, all of it.
Thank you so much, Isaac. I look forward to watching your journey and your run for mayor of New York. I would love to continue this conversation. So come back and talk to us about anything if you want to. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome, and I will. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Where is the buzz?
Where is the buzz? You said
We used to be
was
ashamed, bro.
mine.